So you create in your paper rulers. First thing you need to do, it's a modified step. It's not in your directions. Okay, it says to skip step 1 in your directions. So what I'm telling you now is up on the what do I do now list. So the first thing it says is to cut a strip of paper. Doesn't have to be beautiful, just needs to be flexible. It's going to resemble a ruler. Then what it says to do next is to wrap the piece of paper around your bottle where the fins are going to go. It's going to be too big. It's going to overlap. So you're going to put a little mark, take it off, and cut your piece of paper with scissors so that now the piece of paper matches the distance around your bottle, which is what we call what? Distance around the round out. It's your circumference. Okay, so now we've created a piece of paper that matches the circumference of your bottle. The next step on our what do I do now list says to just take a ruler. We're measuring in inches in here. So forget about centimeters. Leave that in your science class. Inches. So just like I have up here on the board, I have a larger ruler, like it's blown up and expanded. I measure an inch. It's got 16 different slices that equal 1 inch. So I know that each one of these slices on a ruler, when I'm measuring in inches, is a 16th. Because if it's cut into 16 slices, 16/16 is 1 inch. So when you measure something, I want you talking to me in fractions and sixteenths in here, no metric system. So then you're going to take your ruler and your piece of paper, and you're just going to measure from the 0 to the end. And that is 3 lines after the 8. So you're going to write right on your paper, 8 3/16. That tells me right away that it's 3 lines after the 8. Then you're going to bring it to me. You're going to tell me how many fins you want. So you'll bring me your piece of paper. This student said their bottle was 8 8/16. They wanted 5 fins. You bring it to me. I'm going to do it on a calculator. And I'm going to give you a measurement. It might say every 2 3/16 is where you want your fins to go. So then you're going to go back to your table, take a ruler, measure 2 3/16, put a mark. 2 3/16, 2 3/16, 2 3/16. So these marks on my paper now represent where my fins are going to go, and they're evenly spaced. Once I do that, I'll tell you to go back to stage 2. All right, assembling the rocket body, part 2. And it says to wrap the measuring tape around your bottle. Secure it with clear, transparent tape. Then I'll give you a permanent marker, and you're going to move the marks from your piece of tape to your bottle, just with little dots. Then you peel the tape off, measuring tape off, and it even says it right in your steps. Then remove the measuring tape. Now you got to get straight vertical lines. You can't do that on a round bottom. It's got to be perfectly straight. So you're going to use a door frame, and it shows you even a picture right inside. It shows you how to use the door frame. So you just come over to the door. You always hold the marker flat on the door, just like that. It's the only way you hold the marker. Don't hold it like a normal marker and draw. Keep it flat. The only thing you do is move the marker up and down. If you're doing anything other than that, then you're not doing it the most accurate way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. Let me shut your door for you. I'm going to put the bottle right there, right in that V. Because now that holds my bottle. I can turn the bottle, but it's going to hold it straight. I can also put it out here. So I don't care if you do it on this outside, if you do it on this inside, if you use the other door frame. Anywhere where you have a V shape that will hold your bottle. Then, I'm going to put my marker right on my wall. I'm going to line it up with the dot I made, and I just trace the wall. Just like that. I turn the bottle, line it up with my next mark, trace the wall. So my marker is not leaving the wall. It's all you do, and you will be guaranteed to have a straight and vertical line on your bottle. Because I would think if your fins are not perfectly straight, it will affect how it goes through the air. So some people might want their fins a little bit crooked to see what happens. That's okay, but we want to try to get them as straight as possible. Then it tells you to sand. So wherever you're going to put a fin, it wants you to rough up the surface. Why do you think we do that? What do you think?
So the fin will stick.
Fin will stick better. All right, so you rough up the surface where the fins go, the line won't disappear. It'll still be there. And also, it's going to have you rough up this part of the bottle, where your knuckles are, where the hard knuckle feet are, because that's where that yellow cup is going to be glued to that holds onto your tube. You got to remember, the bottle goes this way. So one mistake kids make. because you always drink this way. But the bottle goes this way. So all the tube and cones and everything goes this way up. So don't make that mistake. All right? Last thing, with your glue guns. Some of you might be ready to start gluing on your fins today. I like to say it's done in twos. There's two things you don't do and two things you do. And I know I said do. All right, ha, ha, ha. You can laugh at that. Never touch the metal tip and never touch the glue. I hate when kids say, I burned my finger. How'd you burn my finger? Seeing if the glue is dry. The glue goes in nice and cloudy. It's a stick and it's very cloudy. When you put it in and you pull the trigger, it pushes the cloudy stick into this heated area and it comes out a liquid. You know it's dry when it's cloudy again. So don't say, is the glue dry? If the glue is cloudy, it's dry. So never touch the tip, never touch the glue. Once you make your fins, I don't know if we'll get to that today, I'll go over that next class, but whenever you glue, you also glue in two steps. So the two things that you do are you put a thin strip of glue on whatever you're attaching, put the bottle down, and then just count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that will be stuck. It's not going to be attached very well, but it will be stuck. The most important part is after you stick it to the bottle, you take your glue gun and you're going to put a thick strip down the right side and a thick strip down the left side, and that's what connects it. So you always glue thin strip, thick strip. If I wanted to glue this marker to the top of this bottle, first thing I would do, thin strip of glue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then put a thick strip all the way around. And it's that thick strip that holds it. All right? So that's kind of where we're at today, getting your bottles marked for your paper rulers. And if you get that far, follow the directions and start on your fin designs. Okay? Good. Hit the button.